quiet, please. Gosh, shh. Film's about to start.
Hello world, welcome to Drew's Reviews. In today's film we'll be discussing Lilo and Stitch, directed by Dean Fizer Camp. In a quiet Hawaiian town, an unexpected bond forms between a curious young girl and a mysterious creature from the stars. As their friendship grows, they'll challenge what it means to belong and discover that family can be found in the most unlikely places. Blending heart, humor, and adventure, this reimagining of the beloved animated film explores the power of connection in a world full of surprises. The animated version of this film I loved since I was younger. I always thought it was hilarious, and watching it back again as I'm older is a really underrated film in my opinion. So going into this live action version, I will say I was a little apprehensive just because Disney's live action versions have been hit or miss. It's some that I think are really great, but it's also a lot that I think are just not good at all. Anyway, my expectations for this very guarded. I'm in these circles and I'm in the movie news corner of the internet. I heard different reviews pop up here and there. I don't like to watch full reviews before I go see a film just because I like to go in with a clear mind, just so I leave all my expectations at the door because I want to take the movie in on its own merit. There was a higher chance of this movie just not being good and not being decent at best, and I'll say that they did a good job with this film. I won't say that it's the best live action Disney film that I've seen, and it might be a little bit of a controversial opinion, but I believe that Aladdin is the best live action version that Disney has made.
Oh my god, bro. Hell no, man.
I loved that film, and honestly I liked it better than the original.
You serious?
But all opinions are subjective, and in my opinion, Aladdin is the best live action film that they've made so far. But this one, not so much. The director, Dean Camp, I was excited for seeing what he would do with this film just because Marcel the Shell with Shoes On was such a good film to me. I suggest you check that film out. Anyway, he did a great job with this, but not the best job. But they made enough changes in this that I still enjoyed it. But for the most part, I did like the choices that they made to differentiate this live action version from the animated version. A little bit on the negative side of things, the humor wasn't as there in regards to Pleakley and Jumba. Although Zach Galifianakis is hilarious in some movies, and so is Billy McNewson, but overall the humor was a little hit or miss. The choices that the director and writers made with Lilo and Nani, I thought that dynamic, they did a really good job with that, and I feel they fleshed out Nani's character a lot more. I feel like we got a lot more from Nani's perspective and what she's going through and the struggle with trying to keep her sister and keep her job and how overwhelmed she was. I thought they did that very well. There are some things I wish they could have did better. There's some things that they could have tightened up script wise. Now the acting throughout the film I thought was pretty good, but Sydney Ogden, she was great as Nani. I thought she did a wonderful job. She held up the role very well, and she sings in the film at one point, and honestly I was like, oh, that's probably why they got her, because she did a great job in that sequence and you could really feel it with her and Lilo. Now the actress, hopefully I don't botch her name, Maya Kealoha, playing Lilo, she was wonderful and so freaking cute. Her and Stitch, that dynamic, and obviously she's acting with like puppets and whatever, but she was so believable, especially in those emotional beats. I don't know where they found this kid. She was great, and she really was the heart of this film, her and Stitch. And I will say the sister dynamic was a big part of the heart of this film as well. And I just really enjoyed that dynamic between all three of these characters. For her, it seemed like she already had that talent built in. And I truly believe she's going to have a great career after this film. And oh my God, the cutest little girl in the world.
Don't let me!
The voice actor Chris Sanders, he was great voicing Stitch. I'm glad they got him back. I don't think anybody else could do it. Now the CGI on Stitch was incredible. You could tell that they skipped out on focusing a lot of attention on the CGI for Jumba and Pleakley and the other alien characters so they could focus on the main cell, which is Stitch. So they put so much time and effort into making him feel and seem real and feel like he's actually in the room. I thought they did an incredible job. Stitch looks so great to me. Some of the best VFX I've seen on an alien type creature. A lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears went into developing his fur and his hands and everything. But overall, just everything with Stitch was great. I really enjoyed that part. I'm not going to say that this is the best live action film. I'm not going to say that it's better than the animated version, but I do think that they did a really good job, and especially for kids who haven't seen the original animated version and that are probably going to see this for the first time. Now they get to see this live action version and it hits a little bit different, especially with Lilo being a real girl and not just an animated girl. Some children can relate to her a little bit better because it's live action. So in that sense, I believe they did a really good job getting that across, especially in those more dramatic and emotional parts of that bond between Stitch and Lilo and Nani and Lilo. You can really feel that through the screen, and I believe the target audience, which are mainly on the younger side, are going to enjoy this. With that being said, I'm going to give Lilo and Stitch a 7 out of 10, just because it was lacking in humor on its own merit. It was lacking in some CGI parts. Like I said, the other aliens, including Pleakley and Jumba, the CGI was very distracting at parts. You can tell why they left certain characters like Captain Gantu out of the film, because I believe that CGI would have been even worse if they put him in the film. Plus, I believe it would have taken away from the other time that they gave to Nani and Lilo and Stitch. But I believe that was a little bit of a disservice in regards to the CGI. You can definitely tell they focus on Stitch so much that all the other CGI was just lacking.
What the f is this?
Now, the movie did go on a little too long. I believe there are some things they could have tightened up, and then just some of the jokes between Jumba and Pleakley was hit or miss. Maybe two things that I can think that were actually funny to me. Now, when it came to Lilo and Stitch, it was hitting a lot more.
You sure that's a dog? Rough.
So that's going to be where I'm at with Lilo and Stitch. Thank you for tuning in to my review of Disney's live action Lilo and Stitch. Please like, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what's your favorite live action Disney film. I would love to hear your thoughts. And please don't kill me in the comments because of my favorite live action Disney film. I was sharing, guys. I was just sharing. Anyway, until next time, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.